So, this is an early morning message. If you're coming here at this time, then this message is definitely for you. The sun is just rising and the light is beginning to pour in. So, you could be in a similar situation, or the sun could be setting where you are. But I feel that these messages are coming through. I wrote it down again for a very specific collective. So, if you made it here again, what's up? So, the first thing that came to my mind was a rune. Runes, the Nordic runes. And the one that came to mind was the horse, or I think it's called Iwaz. And I'm just learning these, but I don't have my runes with me. But it's the one that looks like an M. And for me, it came up as a W in reverse. So it was reversed. And this is a feeling of restlessness or dissatisfaction. Excuse me, throat chakra. That could be significant as well. And it's like, it feels like a momentary sort of dissatisfaction. So I don't feel like it's like, it feels like a long time of dissatisfaction, but like I think there is just like something momentarily that has been like kind of just extra annoying. And I feel like some of it could be monetary. Just feeling annoyed. Like I wrote, feeling annoyed, feeling kind of disconnected from things, a little sad. Maybe something is coming to an end or something is about to wrap up and you're feeling like, oh man, I wish that this could go longer. Or it's just you're feeling like you're gonna have to like go back to like an old way, or like, like, oh, once this is done I gotta go back. Like maybe it's a vacation. Feeling kind of like stagnant, even I hear some of you guys are feeling slow or stagnant in career. But there has been a couple divine timing moments, I think, that have happened for you that have been pretty significant. And you're holding those very close to your heart. And this message kind of came through again the other day, but I feel like it needs to be reiterated again, is like holding on to the things that are good in your life right now, or the things that are very prominent in your life. It's like Source is dropping really beautiful gems on you, and they may seem small to others, but to you they are very specific and very significant. And you are really holding on to them. So like it's like something like if you explain it to someone else, they'd be like, oh, that's cool, but for you it's like something super specific and very magical. So, and I feel like it's something that kind of invites you back into the energy of divine timing, right? So then next I have the thunderstorm and the rainbow together, which I think is really cool because that's literally it. And the number 5 and the number 9. Okay. So with this thunderstorm and a rainbow, of course, the rainbow comes after the thunderstorm, right? That's where you find the pot of gold, is by weathering the storm. And I thought of immediately like a shipwright or a sailor. Okay, like someone who is navigating this very like tumultuous storm, and they're riding the waves and getting splashed, the water splashing onto the boat deck, and they're hunkering down, they're hoisting the sails, they're doing all of the work, and it's tiring and exhausting, and they have to last through the entirety of the storm, otherwise they won't survive. And I feel like that's the energy of like you, is like you're doing all of this stuff in order to like maintain. Okay. But then eventually I saw them reaching an island, and where they arrive, and there's plenty to eat, there's plenty to do, there's actually civilization, like there's just so much that they've been searching for. And it's actually a paradise. So that's the kind of energy that Source is kind of bringing in. It's like this feeling of relaxation after all of this storm, and realizing that it even says wish granted on this card, right? Serendipity, patience pays off, blessings, good luck, hope, abundance, godsend. Like there's so many beautiful, amazing words on here. Manifesting wealth, prosperity, perfect timing. So this, again, about perfect timing. And even here it says opportunity to overcome at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see that. There we go. Opportunity to overcome. Okay. Kind of writing out the storm. Following that, I have this energy of the stars, and it's a tandem bicycle. And I had a bicycle, I think, in another reading as well, but We've got the tandem bicycle and we've got the star. Wishes do come true. And then also this bit like about alliance or letting someone else kind of like, and as you can see, there's Taurus energy up there, letting someone else kind of drive the bike while you kind of hands off. Like if you look at the girl like in the back, she's just hands off like while he's pedaling, right? And it's not, I feel like for some of you guys that might feel lazy or like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing anything. But it's kind of, again, that message of like, really honestly, like letting source be the guide right now, and like I think this next part of your life is going to be involving that, is like just letting someone else, like even if it's like a physical person, like letting them, or people, okay, letting them give you a boost, letting them give you a leg up. This could be a physical person coming into your life to do this for you, but it's like letting them pedal so that you can just ride is what I wrote. And I wrote, it's time to rest your tired legs. Okay, because I feel like you've just been walking, like you've been walking for so long, and they're like finally found you, and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I found you. Hop on the back, or hop on my bike, let me drive you a bit. But again, it's that energy of being in the right place at the right time, letting go of trying to predict. Okay, this is what I wrote. Let me read this to you. I said, letting go of trying to predict, but letting abundance become predictable. Does that make sense? Let me say that again. Letting go of trying to predict. So letting go of trying to guess the outcome, but allowing abundance to become predictable. So it's something that you are predicting. Like that is what you're working. That's what your focus is. Like, oh, my abundance is just predictable. Okay. The last bit is about, I have youth and I have grapes. And this made me think of like soccer games, like youth. So some of you guys, soccer could be significant, or like youth sports or something like that. Or even just like working with youth, or maybe you just have a youthful spirit or a youthful face. But I think that this is like a life restart. Okay, that's what I'm getting. This is a life restart. This is an entirely new way of experiencing life in a very childlike 7-Eleven. Thank you, Source, on the clock. A very childlike point of view where there's a lot of innocence and a lot of discovery, because it's things that you've never experienced before. A surplus is what it says on this grapes card. And I wrote feeling like a kid at Christmas, or like kids with like happy bellies. Like when kids get a snack, they are just so happy. Like they kick their legs and they're like, I'm like that when I get a snack. You know what I mean? Of something that I really like. And when it's especially something juicy, like a grape, or like something that really is like just like so sweet and yummy, but like, it's good for you. Like you just feel like, man, this is just like heaven. Okay. But it's a certain feeling of like freedom, of like, I don't know what could happen next, but this just feels so good. That's what Source is saying here. And experiencing, like a lot of us had difficult, I feel like a lot of you guys in this collective had really difficult childhoods in certain ways. Like it could be parental, it could be just your environment in general. I'm hearing bullies for some of you guys, or just loneliness, feeling of separation, of loneliness, or feeling too wise, or like a little too old, so only getting along with adults or something like that, not really being able to relate to your peers, or not having a lot of friends. But it's this sense of like kind of overcoming that and being a child at this age, or feeling childlike at this age, like exploring new things, trying new stuff. Maybe you were really afraid of things as a kid, and you didn't want to try new stuff because you just were this like past lifetimes were just weighing you down. But like you've gone through all this clearing, this thunderstorm energy, so that you can experience those things at this later time in life. And you may feel like, oh my gosh, it's so late for me to experience that. But like Source is saying, like, it's never too late, right? And then the last bit is I got this card that says within a few days. Okay, that was my bottom of the deck card, within a few days. And yoga could be significant to some of you guys, or just like stretching and body movement, asana, breathing in general, like doing some kind of breath and meditation work. But I just think it's this really beautiful energy of that patience, because yoga takes a lot of patience. It's also very revealing of like what things need to be worked on. So I think that all is coming to kind of like a head, and you're realizing like, man, like I've done so much, and I can finally find peace now in this next portion of my life. And kind of also when I see this, it reminds me of like a retreat somewhere. So you guys could be going on a retreat, or that could be what you're experiencing next. But that's all I have for you guys. hope that this reading resonated, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care.